Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
All right, so here we go.
Maybe I'm the weird one.
It's 2022. We don't judge. You do.
No, I don't.
A fan of the show had a shout out for you.
You should just shut your mouth. You're coming off as stupid.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I'm your host, Blake. It is September 27th, and I am joined tonight, as always, with looks like Jesus tonight. My boy Ryan, what's up, dude?
What up? A little under the weather, but I'm here.
Under the weather? You ain't got that COVID, right?
No, not again.
Not again. Man, my buddy is vaccinated, boosted, and has gotten it like 5 times.
Yeah, vaxxed and boosted, and I've gotten it once, as far as I know.
Well, as far as I know, I've not gotten it, and I hope I don't. But anyways, so NFL Week 3, we had some good games, some surprises. We had some, I'm going to call it the week of boring-ass prime time.
Yeah.
Because starting on Thursday night's game was a little boring. And then even, I'm going to go ahead and include that Packers Buccaneers game in kind of like the prime time, because in the late slot, that's what everybody was watching, right?
Yeah, and I think that was the most boring game out of all of them, because you would expect fireworks with Brady and, he who shall not be named. Yeah, it was just, and then Sunday night didn't get any better, and then last night was just kind of boring. It was interesting. Guys, if you've noticed, we are not joined tonight on Tuesday with Rick. Due to Hurricane Ian, Rick was actually able to get home, so he is spending some much-needed time with his wife. And a bottle of whiskey, apparently. And a bottle of, which sounds like very good whiskey. Very good. Look, I haven't had a drink in 7 years, just about. And he explained how that whiskey tasted, and that was the first time in like 7 years I've been like, damn. I could go for a drink. Yeah, it sounds good. So Rick, if you're watching, enjoy the time with your wife. Everybody else, make sure you drop in the comments here. We're doing fantasy mailbag tonight, so if you have any questions for us on the fantasy aspect of it, drop them in the comment section. We'll get to them at the end of the show. So I guess we're just gonna jump to it, right? Because everybody wants to talk Dolphins Bills. I watched the game. Well, I watched most of the game through Red Zone. That's how I watched it too, is Red Zone. So of course all you're really seeing is, when they're in the red zone or when there was nothing else on. But the stat sheet astonishes me. Listen, at some point the Tua haters, are going to have to change their mind. This is not that point. This is week 3. But I will say, Tua has looked pretty good. Yeah, and I mean, they've got Cincinnati on Thursday night, and he didn't really light up the scoreboard. What was it, 186 yards passing? But a week ago, we would have said that that's probably the best defense in the league, right? That's true. Josh Allen did throw for 400 yards. Which is incredible. To only get in the end zone, 2 times? Yeah. 2 touchdowns, yep. Ooh. I'm looking. He had more than double, almost triple the completions that Tua had attempts.
Well, they ran 90 plays.
Yeah, it's nuts. What's that like?
90.
What's that like? I don't even think the Bears have ran 90 plays this season.
I was listening to AQ Shipley today or maybe it was yesterday on the Pat Show, and he was saying like they like to be like 50, 60s up there.
Yeah.
90 plays
In one game.
in South Florida when it was 102 degrees on the field. Ooh.
It was a wild game.
It was nuts. It was nuts. It was fun. I think when the Dolphins, they got to go back. When they play Buffalo, it's in Buffalo the next time,
Mm-hmm.
and I like December 19th or it's like mid-December. So obviously, I think it'll be a different showing. But I mean, I think we've got to acknowledge the fact that the Dolphins look for real.
They're 3-0.
Yes,
which is great.
If you would have told me on Friday, hey, Blake, Miami's going to keep Josh Allen to 14 points. I don't care. Yes, I understand he threw for 400 yards, but statistically, they held him to 14 points. Is that a win from Miami's defense or Miami in general? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. So I think we have to, if we are going to acknowledge the Bills this early being this good and being a Super Bowl contenders, we've got to acknowledge the fact that at least give them due credit and say that the Dolphins are for real, because I thought the only chance that they had in that game was making it a shootout.
Right, and I think that's what everybody thought. I mean, the stat line would make you think that too. 400 yards, 90 plays, but they only had 97 yards rushing. And I think the Dolphins, what they did is they did a real good job at like showing the weaknesses of the Bills.
Yes, 100%.
I still think the Bills are the number one contender for the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Again, it's one game. I try not to overreact too much. I might be overreacting to another team, though, later on. But, yeah, I mean, Miami looks real. Think about who they've beat. Who they beat last week? The Ravens, who's up there. I mean, Lamar Jackson is having an
caliber
this
year.
This is a better year than his MVP year so far.
Yep.
Bills, we just talked about that. So talk to me at the midpoint.
Yeah, like I said,
those were probably their two toughest opponents in the first half right there.
Well, and they beat Bill Belichick. A rookie head coach beat Bill Belichick week 1. Don't forget that.
But Bill Belichick's
I
team
understand
is Bill Belichick's.
I understand the Patriots are not good, but I mean, how many rookie head coaches do you think have a win week 1 against Bill Belichick?
At least one.
At least one.
At least one now.
But I mean, outside of that,
the Dolphins they're at the Bengals, at the Jets, Vikings at home, in Miami, if there's much of a Miami left after this hurricane, versus the Steelers at home, at Lions, at Bears. That gets us pretty much midway. Like, if the Ravens and the Bills couldn't figure them out, I don't see them getting a
they're
loss.
Undefeated there.
Yeah.
Now, it is extremely difficult to go undefeated in NFL.
Well, yeah.
Right, and especially now, like I almost want to say Miami was not an underdog, but like they kind of were skating under the radar, like, okay, Miami's going to be what Miami's going to be. What's Tua? There's two sides of that. Like, there's two extremes. There's really no happy medium. No one's like, well, Miami's going to be pretty good, but they're not going to be elite. It was either, okay, they're going to be good because Tua is going to be good, or they're going to be dog shit because Tua is dog shit,
Mhm.
right? Like that was pretty much the thing. So I think they kind of just, skated by and got kind of under the radar. And now they stepped up and punched the schoolyard bully in the jaw. Now you have a target on your back every single week.
That's true. Now, how are they going to deal with this pressure? They've just knocked out two of the probably four best teams in the AFC
Yeah.
back to back. It's
So
it'll be interesting. I'm interested in the Dolphins. I still, I mean, he only threw for like 180 yards, so
Won the
like
game.
that's not much of a Tua game. They survived the butt punt.
Dude, that dude's butthole had to hurt.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, like that had to hurt.
I bet he's got a bruise,
Oh man.
like a football shaped bruise, just half on each cheek.
How do you think that first shit, like the Monday morning coffee shit, felt?
Probably pretty good.
Oh man. So I mean, other games out there, the Lions look good. They dropped that one to Minnesota.
Lions still look fantastic, I think.
Lions look great, and really Swift is hurt. I mean, they're playing without their number one running back. Yes,
their number two is
Williams.
pretty good.
Yeah. But Swift is hurt, and then but I guess the same argument could be said. Dalvin went out, but he went out late, right?
He went out late, and it's a dislocated shoulder. He's played with a dislocated, like the week after a dislocated shoulder. He's got the same kind of harness that Anthony Miller had, if you remember that, for the Bears. Yeah. And also the next game that he played after separating his shoulder last time, he went for like over 220 yards and a few touchdowns. Like, had a crazy game, so he'll be fine for fantasy purposes and for the Vikings.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope he's fine every week against
the Lions had that game won until the last minute.
I'll say what I didn't. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched the end of the game.
Did they just go super soft defense or what?
So
what happened?
It was the thing that really bit them in the ass. Was Campbell having his kicker go for a 54-yarder. I don't think he's ever made beyond 50. So kicked it, missed it. Of course, that's a turnover on downs. The Vikings get it at, almost midfield. And it was like 3 plays and they were in. It was just they just crumbled at the end. I think if they would have at least punted it on that 4th down instead of trying to kick the field goal, they would have won that game.
Yeah, I think you and I look at it. I mean, we're Bears fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've always kind of trusted and relied on our defense. So in that situation, I think we go immediately to punt the ball, trust your defense to make them go 75 yards.
You're right.
At minimum.
Or at maximum. Or no, at minimum. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. Sick. Brain not working.
So, I mean, Lamar had another MVP game. He looked really good against the Patriots. When he needed to, he kind of took that game over, and
the defense definitely kind of helped with that game. Mac Jones 3 interceptions, sacked 3 times. Let's see, Lamar 18 of 29 for 218, but his legs 107 yards, leading rusher.
Mac Jones. Can you hear my dog? He's dreaming.
Is he having puppy dreams?
He's having puppy dreams.
I'll put the mic down on him. I don't want to listen to you anymore. This is now the Puppy Dreams podcast.
And then did you see that he's got a high ankle sprain, and like the team is saying it should be like 2 to 4 weeks, but he is basically
Mac?
saying, yeah. Team is basically saying 2 to 4 weeks. He has come out and saying, no, 6 to 8 weeks. I want a second opinion. Just kind of an interesting.
Yeah. Good for him.
So first fantasy
he's got a
question.
long career, ahead of him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of these guys should take care of themselves, But let's be honest, like it's the Patriots. They're going to get a second opinion, regardless.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I don't even know why Mac felt the need to come out and say that statement. It was just kind of, I don't know. It was kind of weird.
Have you seen him walk?
No.
He walks like a middle manager. Go watch his walk. Here, you know what? We can share screens now.
We can share screens now.
Give me a minute to pull it up on the tube, the Yub tub.
Yeah, like I said, I just thought it was weird. Eagles look great again.
Yes, they did. All right.
So, okay, that was my... Yes, go ahead. Oh, I gotta add it.
Share screen.
So my question for you, Ryan, is with... what's his name?
Look at his walk. He walks like a middle manager.
Car. He's gonna go sell a used car.
He's going out there. It's like Shark Tank music.
Jesus. So, anyways, freaking. So my question is, do you put stock in that other running back from New England, Stephenson?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, do you put any stock in him?
Yeah.
Or do you think?
Well, you talking about fantasy wise?
Yeah.
No. I have him in. I have Ramondre in like 1 or 2 maybe dynasty leagues, but I don't trust any offensive player for the Patriots at this point.
Yeah,
because
100%.
they are so spread out. They are, fantasy wise, the only player, honestly, I would put any stock into is Mac Jones. And that's if I'm very much needing a, quarterback in a 2 QB league for a bye week,
Well, and yeah, now he's dealing with that ankle sprain.
So who would be next up on that then? Is that Brian Hoyer?
Brian Hoyer.
Did not know he was still in football.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Colts beat the Chiefs. Upset of the week.
That was a surprise. That was definitely a surprise.
If you followed along with the Survivor League last week and all of our picks, all three, Danny, Rick, and Rob, locked the Chiefs on that game, so they were all eliminated.
Again.
Yes. I won with the Ravens, and Ryan won with the Rams. So we're going to go ahead and declare us co-champions.
Forever.
Forever
and ever.
But, yeah, I mean, the Colts, like, they gave Patrick Mahomes every opportunity to win that game in the final minute and a half.
Yep.
Like
they almost just like
could have done.
Please, sir, waltz into the end zone for us.
And it was like Mahomes was like,
I don't wanna. 1-1-1.
With that now, so who? So we'll come back to that game because we're going to discuss it more. That's Bears Texans. Chargers drop at home to the Jaguars.
You could tell. You could tell Herbert was hurt.
Oh God, yes, he was. He was hurting real bad. But I got 2 questions. One, are the Jaguars for real?
Trevor Lawrence looks pretty good right now.
He does look good. He's got time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You can tell he's got an offensive-minded head coach in Doug Peterson.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Teams are totally different than what he was playing last year, and no one's been kicked.
In that conference, yes.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. In that conference, yes. Get to the playoffs. What happens in the playoffs? Probably
Well, yeah. I mean,
first round exit, and this
I
all
don't think
depends
that-
on if Trevor Lawrence plays the entire season.
Sure. And keep in mind, I mean, the Jags did lose week 1, I believe, to Washington. So, like, yes, the Jags looked good on Sunday, but they do have an ugly loss under their belt still.
This is who they're going up against: Indianapolis, Tennessee, and Houston.
Right. Yeah. I think the Jags win that division for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
If
they don't, then the winner of that division is a sub 500 team.
I think there's a chance that the winner of that division is still a sub 500 team with the Jags winning it.
That could happen.
I mean, I guess maybe because the Jags they'll beat the Colts twice, they'll beat Houston twice, they'll beat who's the other one there? Tennessee twice. So that would be 6 wins right there, 7 over the Chargers. 8 would be they already have another win. Who did they beat? They already beat the Colts. Colts. Yeah, so that puts them at 8 wins right there.
Yeah.
So potentially.
I don't think they're gonna sweep the division this year. I think Tennessee wins one of those.
Yeah, Tennessee looked better on Sunday. They looked better than I thought they would.
And Indy has the talent to be good.
Yes.
They're on a very slow start, but
clearly.
That's a good question, Keith. Keith said, why is Herbert still in the game in the fourth quarter? His coach is a sadistic son of a bitch.
Well, and in all seriousness,
that's all I can think of.
I mean, like, you could see it from the start of the game that he wasn't comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was in some serious pain. And you've got a quarterback who in the first 3 minutes of the game, he's already wincing in pain. So you're going to throw it more than any team in the league does that day?
That was a dumb.
Like, I've seen some bad, poorly called games as a Bears fan. But you've got Austin Eckler. He ran the ball, 5 times? 4 carries? 5 carries? Total?
Yes, Sony Michel was their leading rusher, 5 carries for 22 yards.
Now, the Jags do have a good running defense, but why the fuck are you giving the ball to Sony Michel and not Austin Eckler?
5 times.
5 times.
You make Herbert throw it 45 times.
Now, yes, the Chargers line is beat up. They lost Slater in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsey's been out.
They're banged up. They are banged up.
Yeah. But their win over Oakland week 1, when they kind of sluggishly got their way to that game, to that win, doesn't appear to be as good of a win as we thought it was at the time. Because Oakland does not look good.
They don't.
Like,
just like point blank, no, they don't.
You got Devontae Adams. He's getting 3-4 targets a game. Like,
Matt Collins is their number 1 right now.
Yeah. I mean, he scored the touchdown. I was like, who scored it? And everyone in the group chat was like, number 10.
He went 8 for 158 yards and a touchdown. That's a crazy stat line, and I bet maybe 6% of people in leagues started him.
Oh, what? So you think 6%? Go to Sleeper. Look on Sleeper. It'll tell you, won't it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think Sleeper will tell you. Rams, Cardinals. I mean, that was your lock. You took the Rams over the Cardinals. It was a little bit closer than I thought it would be, but I feel like the Rams took their foot off the gas in that game.
3% roster, 2% start.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He put up almost 30 points in PPR.
That's crazy. And you've got Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow on that team.
Well, Hunter Renfro's banged up.
Well.
Yeah,
So,
Rams and Cardinals. That was just a crappy game.
And I think this
That
is
game
the
sucked.
first. This is the first game that Cooper Kupp didn't catch a touchdown from Stafford or something stupid like that. Like it was something stupid.
They always come up with a goofy stat. The biggest story out of this was Cam Akers. You know, he got some pretty good play, 61 yards and a touchdown.
So do you
Looks
trust
like
him?
they're trusting him a little more. When he's on, he should be the superior talent, but Henderson still looked pretty decent in spots. So
on fantasy purposes, do you trust? I don't trust either of those guys on fantasy purposes.
I start Henderson out of necessity in one league.
Still going in the end zone though.
I don't know what he means by that.
Keith is sleepwatching. You know, so I just I mean for our fantasy watchers out there, guys, if you're talking about lineups, I started Cam Akers week 1. I think I got like 1.5 points from him. So I can't trust him anytime they're doing the split back, which I understand from a team standpoint it is better. You know, like you're protecting your running back, he looks better. Oh, yeah, but it was a rushing touchdown, Keith. That was his first one in his career, actually.
Really? That's
funny. It was his first rushing touchdown in his career. But those split running backs make it hard to trust one in fantasy. I mean, if you're out of necessity, like you said with Henderson, but other than that, guys, I would avoid him.
Henderson was fine last year when Akers got hurt.
Well, when Akers got hurt, because he was he was the only main back. You know, and then the Cardinals, man,
they just
now
they don't look good.
I'm curious to see how they look when D-Hop comes back, because the defense doesn't look bad.
No, it's decent. I mean, it held the Rams to 20 points. Like, I did not think, tuning in parts of this game that, I wasn't comfortable in my pick.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where I was wondering if I was going to win Survivor League week 1 right again.
Yeah.
Kyler just, like I said, I don't know. I've got to hold judgment until D-Hop comes back on that team. He's
Montgomery
such a
or James
receiver.
Robinson. Well, right now James Robinson.
Yeah,
Monty's
but if
hurt.
I mean, Monty's hurt, but it sounds like he's day to day though.
No, dude, they're potentially going to put him on IR for a few weeks.
You think so?
That was a bad high ankle sprain.
Wow.
And I don't know. I don't know. Like, the way the Bears are running the offense right now, like, yeah, Montgomery might be the better play there, but I'm a big James Robinson fan, and he's playing excellent football right now.
Yeah, he's playing good football. Jags look good, though. So, Falcons and Seahawks, Danny and Rick. I believe and Rob took the Seahawks in this game, and I think you and I were the only ones on the Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not really. DK starting to look more like DK. Made a really nice touchdown catch. I think I took a flyer on DK late in a fantasy draft, and I think it's going to pay off because Gino's going to start throwing.
So crazy that you took DK on a flyer.
Isn't that crazy?
How? Like, that's wild to me. That's wild.
Right. But DK without Russell Wilson is not DK with Drew Lock or Geno Smith.
That's true.
So
Cordarrelle Patterson was the story of that game.
Yeah, baby.
We love Mr. Patterson.
We do. Big Patterson fans on this show.
Yeah, 141 yards rushing.
Come hang out this one night, man. That'd be fun. Could you imagine him on this show?
It would be great.
It'd be a blast. Did you see him hurdle that whole fucking pile?
Yes.
Towards the end of that game?
Yes.
I was like, dude, what? Like, just hurdle.
He's
seat.
a highlight reel.
Highlight. So much fun to watch. High scoring affair on Sunday night with the Niners losing to the Broncos by a point, 10-11.
There was a safety in that one.
There was a safety in that one.
For once. That was, man, what a shit game.
On both sides. Like, I expected the Niners to look better because we thought Jimmy G was going to be back, managing that ship. They got Kittle back. They can kind of get the wheels rolling. Maybe a slow first half. You expect to see better in the second half. Never fucking happened.
I mean,
Jimmy
they went
G
into the
looked
half
like dog
winning
shit.
7-3. So, but then they just took the, I don't know what happened there.
And then the Broncos,
they found a way to win.
Yeah, I guess that's one positive you can say.
Yeah. They didn't score a touchdown this week.
No. I don't know.
Let's talk about Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys won that one. Cooper Rush is a game manager.
Yes. Yeah. We'll get
Is
to
it
that
worth
once we
it
get- I
going
see the question.
Montgomery and Darren Waller to James Robinson and Tyler Higbee? Yes. Again, Montgomery's hurt.
Yeah.
Khalil Herbert. Let's get into the Bears because that's who I want to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Khalil Herbert is looking like he might supplant Montgomery as the RB1. He looks fantastic. He looked fantastic last year.
Yeah, yes, he did.
We were big fans. And Ebner's not too much of a slouch either. I think that I love Monty. I've always loved Monty.
But I don't think they pay him when you got Herbert.
Khalil Herbert just these 2 weeks has kind of shown like they don't need to pay Monty. Mac. Which Mac? Khalil Mack? Marlon Mack?
Mack Trucks?
Mac Hollis? I don't even know what his last name is anymore. Horrid Henry. We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. So it's funny. I started Monty in one league. I have him in one league. On my bench, also in that same league, is Herbert.
I can't think of a single Mac, Austin, that you would trade Tyler Lockett and Allen Robinson for.
Agreed.
Unless there's one that I can't think of.
I would probably trade it for a Big Mac.
I don't like those. It's too much bread.
You know what you do is you order a double quarter pounder and ask them for the Big Mac sauce.
Pro tip.
That's a pro tip right there, guys.
We're both very high.
So and I'm diabetic, so.
Yeah. Diabetes.
So, I mean, defense carried us to the win there. You guys talked about it on Sunday on that Talking Texans podcast or on that show. How was that? Was that fun?
It was fun. Those are good guys. The Texans, Talking Texan and Rios were pretty fun. Pretty good chat. I think I'm gonna go back on there sometime just to talk NFL in general.
Nice.
Sorry, Henry. Khalil Herbert. So you're trying to trade Lockett and Robinson for Khalil Herbert?
I would not do that.
I wouldn't either. Lockett is still the wide receiver one, even though that offense is kind of awful. What?
You're calling Lockett the wide receiver one in Seattle?
I mean, he's got the most targets. So he's getting fed like a number one.
Okay. I'm not. I mean, if the numbers say it, but I wouldn't have called him the 1 in Seattle.
I'm just
Who's-
going by what
who's-
the numbers tell
Who's
me.
the 1 in Chicago? I'm gonna turn your fucking logic right around on you here.
You know what? Let's see. I am
It's not
actually
Darnell
curious.
fucking Mooney.
It's not Darnell Mooney. It's probably, let me guess. I don't have it pulled up yet. I think
Pettis
their
or
one is
St. Brown.
yeah, St. Brown.
Yeah.
St. Brown is the one right now. Yep. 9 target. No, sorry. Target wise, Mooney is the number 1. He's got
Really?
4 receptions on 11 targets
Boy, better
for
catch the football.
27 yards.
Did he have a bunch of? So I didn't watch the Bears on Sunday. I was on
You-
Red Zone. St. Louis, they don't fucking show us the game down here. Did he drop the ball? Like what?
Yeah.
What led to him staying in fucking in game uniform?
Yeah.
Shoulder
He
pads, helmet on the field, catching balls from the jugs. Like what led to that?
dropped one. I think that's it. And I think maybe I don't know what the fuck is going on with this offense. But I am officially on the Justin Fields worry bus.
I agree with you 100%.
He looked really good the second half of the 49ers game, and since then he has looked like ass. Justin wanted to say ass. He said trash. He's looked like ass. I agree. He's played
Trashy
like
ass.
it. You know, he's missing reads. He's overthrowing. He's underthrown a couple. Like he's just not in a rhythm, and he's not going through all of his progressions. He had like 3 easy touchdowns. Like St. Brown was wide open 2 games in a row now. It's just something is up there, and I don't know if this is a not like scheming around Fields, or if this is like because of Fields that they're running the offense this way, but there's some worry right now.
But there's also questions like Lucas Patrick. He played this weekend, right? Like we're week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he not the center?
I guess he still can't snap.
You know,
he's
like
got
that's
some injury thing. Like he's not able to snap, and then and he's not physically able to be the center yet.
Yeah.
And they've been him and Jenkins have had a 50-50 split, but like this year is supposed to be a developmental year for the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Fields has thrown the ball 45 times.
Yeah.
All season. Justin Herbert threw it 45 times.
Yep, I was going to say.
Sunday.
Yep.
You know, he's 51%, 2 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, been sacked 10 times, and his rating is 50. Like, open the playbook up. It's fun. I love, again, Bears guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our rushing offense through 3 games has put up 560 yards.
Yeah.
You know, it's been pretty great. 4 touchdowns. But, like, throw the ball. Quit running. Throw the ball. Let Justin take his lumps. Just get him in that rhythm because, you know, 45 passing attempts is awful.
Right. Agreed. Well, and again,
and then play
Monty,
Jenkins. Play
Herbert,
the young
we
guys.
We don't have a Jonathan Taylor. Like, we don't have a workhorse running back that we can rely on to do that.
I beg to differ. We have 2.
I mean, not a Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor.
No, we don't have like a big superstar name, but I think we've got, Khalil Herbert and Montgomery. Like, I think you've got one of the top 1-2 punches, like probably at least a top 6 1-2 punches when they're both healthy.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So, and then Roquan got his his interception. That had to feel good for him.
That had to feel good for him. Eddie got one as well. You know, Roquan
And the Bears
has
win
not.
again.
And the Bears
when Eddie
won.
Jackson gets an interception.
They always win, so he should always get an interception.
Every game.
Every game. We'll bait the other teams into it, though, and be like, you're going to be the one that breaks this trend. Just throw him one, and we'll lose.
You know what's going to happen is Aaron Rodgers is going to throw an interception to him first play of the game when they come to Chicago, and you and I are going to be like, oh, fuck, we jinxed it.
And then our hearts will be broken again. Because at that point, it'll most likely, if Fields is still playing like this, might be Trevor Siemian throwing the ball.
Oh, God. All I got to say, I hear your dog is not happy. All I got to say, man, is if we're at that point in the season and Trevor Siemian is the starting quarterback, give me Bryce Young. Give me Bryce Young.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not giving up on Fields. But
Allen Robinson, don't drop him, but put him on your bench.
Yeah,
he's not droppable yet. I'd like to see. Let me look this up. I would like to see how many targets he's gotten, because I don't think it's many.
But he's dangerously close to dropping. I mean,
see, Robinson has gotten 12 targets. Ben Skowronek, which is a real person's last name, has gotten more targets this season than Allen Robinson.
Yeah. So here's my take on Allen Robinson, right? We saw it last year in Chicago. We saw it week 1 in LA. And I don't mean for this to sound disrespectful. It's going to sound disrespectful. He's a lazy player.
He is. He's lazy.
He's very lazy.
We saw it with the Bears late in his Bears career, and we're seeing it now. He is lazy. He sells out. Like he's letting him know the run is coming.
Correct. And in a Sean McVay system, or the Sean McVay head coach, he's not gonna cater to you. He's not going to it's either you buy in or you get out, right? And Stafford's from that old, and I say old quarterback brain, as in Brady, Rodgers. If you fuck up, we're not going to give you the ball,
right?
I watch these kids, these young receivers for Green Bay drop the football, and you can see it in their fucking faces. And they got a face mask on. I'm watching it on TV. They're like, "Fuck me, I'm gonna get my ass chewed, or I'm not gonna see the football the rest of the day." I just and maybe Stafford's like, dude, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Without saying that, of course. But I'm not sold on Allen Robinson. I was not sold on him in Chicago last year. When everyone was saying, "Oh, we got to pay Allen Robinson," I disagree. I think he's a very lazy player, and he's a very selfish player.
I mean, I had his back for a very long time. I'd say give it 2 more weeks. If that target share doesn't improve, move on. And then with Hollywood Brown, no, I think you should keep him. I think that Hollywood is playing with his college quarterback, with his college coach, and they are having a lot of fun.
And actually, I think once D-Hop comes back, it opens up Hollywood Brown a little bit more.
It does, because everybody's going to be concentrating on Hopkins.
Yeah.
So he's going to start getting easier.
Yeah, I would be keeping him for sure on that.
Yeah, 34 targets this season. 34 targets for 251 yards. They've thrown the ball, Blake. They've thrown the ball 145 times this season.
Poor James.
That's 100 more times than the Bears.
That's an air raid offense, though.
That's true. That is true.
So, and then we already kind of talked about that. I mean, Packers, Bucks, it is what it is. It was a boring ass game because no receivers are playing on either side.
Yeah.
Happy for that young kid for Green Bay, the Dobbs, I think his name was.
Yeah.
I think he,
That dude's fast.
Fast as fuck. Had a good game. I think that put him in Aaron's good graces.
I saw a tweet today that said that they might be lining him up as their wide receiver 1.
I could see it. I mean, and Lazard. I mean, Lazard had a good game. He had a good game against Chicago. So, hate to say it, but Green Bay is starting to look like they're kind of clicking on all cylinders. That defense looked good. Granted,
8 targets, 8 catches is impressive, Keith. That is true.
Yeah, we already said it was impressive, Keith. We're giving you props. Get out of here.
We're 3 weeks in right now. I don't want to overreact or change my predictions yet. Give me a few more weeks. Let me get a little further into the season, but there's a few picks for divisions that I feel like maybe I want to reevaluate.
Yeah. So I think let's do what an 18-week season this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's after week 6.
There you go. That's fine.
1/3 of the season will be complete.
Yeah.
We'll reevaluate. We'll look at stuff. We'll kind of touch base or kind of see where we're at. So and then we'll talk about Thursday night game. We got Dolphins at the Bengals. Kind of talk about this real quick before we get out of here, guys. If you have any more fantasy questions, drop it in the chat. I don't know, Keith. I think every week I watch the Packers, they look better. So I think you guys are trending in the right direction.
Right.
Which I'm sure is probably frustrating for the Packers to have to be trending in the right direction and not already be there in that direction. But I just going to go ahead and say it one time after Bears Packers, it was, Bears fans do nothing but bitch about the refs.
I don't want to hear it.
On
I
fucking
don't
Twitter.
want to hear it.
So Dolphins Bengals Thursday night in Cincinnati, 7:15 kickoff, Thursday night broadcast. How do you like the prime?
It's fine. It's fine. It kind of sucks that you can't watch it without Prime, though.
Sure, but I mean, how many people? So I was talking to someone the other day, my buddy John. How many people? Obviously you know John. How many people do you think watch NFL football and don't already have Prime?
Well, I know that the softball complex that I play at does not have Prime, and somebody brought their Fire Stick yesterday or last week.
Okay, well that's different. But I think that's on the softball complex because they not Prime, but somebody else offered it to bars. I think it was DirecTV or somebody, so they could get the Thursday night games.
See, I didn't know that.
So there is a different way they could get it. Now, us at home, yes, it's Prime.
Right, yeah, it's easy. I usually have it on my phone anyways.
Yeah, if you when they're watching the broadcast, if you go down and click over, you can go to the StatCast.
Oh, that's cool.
And it'll give you live fantasy football updates. Yeah, it's really. It'll tell you who's on the field. In live time. I think it's NFL.com scoring probably if I had to guess, but I thought it was pretty cool. I like the post game how they do to the player of the game. They give them their new Madden rating.
Oh, that's cool.
You seen that?
I turned it off.
Pretty cool. So the player of the game, they get a new Madden rating at the end of it.
That's sick. Right now I'm on
E
ESPN and their matchup predictor for this game on Thursday, Dolphins and Bengals. 75.3% predict that the Bengals will win this one.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Huh.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Not by that big of a margin, right? Yeah.
I think now if something happens where Tua doesn't play, I think that changes things.
True. But I don't even see him on their injury report right now.
Well, it's Tuesday. It won't be out until tomorrow. First injury reports don't get released until Wednesday. So, and he went back into the game, so he wouldn't have been on the injury report after the game. So you won't get anything until tomorrow.
That's true.
But I just, before the season started, I picked the Bengals to win the North. I just thought that offense was gonna take another step forward. Like last year they had a baby step, right? But this year I expected them to take that step. And I mean, Joe Burrow is on pace to get sacked 500 times this season.
It's insane. They're going to figure it out. They're one game out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's so early. I still wouldn't take them from the top. If anything, I would put Baltimore as the top team, and Cincy is the second team. But I think that they're both playoff teams. Cleveland is, Dolphins are going to be tired and beat up. I can see that. This is another big test, and Tua's aced the last two. So, the Dolphins have. Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I've got Miami winning this game. I think I went to Miami probably by 10. But I mean, if I like the Bengals, so it's one of those things where if the Bengals do come, and they're wearing those white uniforms with those white helmets,
that does look pretty fire. I saw that picture of Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. Man, that's a cool set. That's a pretty cool set.
I just like the helmets, man.
The money and Vegas is going towards the Bengals. I mean, we can see why. The over-under 47 for this game.
I feel like that's really low.
I feel like that's real low. I feel like over the next couple of days, we're going to see that tick up.
Yeah, I would agree. Do you know white helmets are cursed in Cincinnati? Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, so the Cincinnati Bearcats...
Dolphins are going to win.
I would, just because they're wearing white helmets, yes. Well, okay, so the curse was broken. Cincinnati did finally win a game in their white helmets, but in 2009, they rolled out these white helmets to play Florida in the Sugar Bowl and got slapped. And have not won a game until I think last year in them. What did Keith say? Yeah, I'm excited for those orange helmets.
Same.
Well, so we're both on Miami for Thursday. We'll be back on Friday to discuss the other matchups this week. Bears get Giants. I like our chances there, especially watching last night's game.
I do. It just depends, man. You gonna let Justin turn it up?
You know what I mean? I didn't even go there. I just think Daniel Jones is going to struggle.
I do too. I can see us getting a couple of picks
6 times last night. Which I think Dallas's defense is probably a little bit better than ours, but I don't think it's that much better.
I don't think it's that much better. Let's give it up real quick though. There's YouTube videos out now about the most underrated offensive line, and what did I fucking say before the season started? The Bears.
Hey, I agreed with you, man.
I know.
I agreed with you 100%.
Everybody was jocking, the Bears are going to be the worst offense. No, I told you that they're going to be underrated and they're going to be a top offensive line. Not the top, but a top. I got to toot my own horn. God damn it.
It was fun. It's been fun, but it can be more fun.
I'm just trying to enjoy it as a development season, which is why I haven't enjoyed it.
So I think that's like right now looking at it, we said 7 to 9 wins. We're two wins in. I think 7 to 9's easily capable. I think we said it after week 1 that the culture of this team and the way that this team is going to play is going to win some of those games. Like we would have lost against the Texans last year with that team's identity.
That's true. That is true.
Davis Mills or not, we would have lost that game because there would have been no fight. It would have been, Houston has the ball with a minute and a half. They can win the game. We're going to let them march down the field and win the game. It is what it is.
We'll bend and not break, but we'll bend just enough that they kick a field goal and win.
And break all of our hearts.
Let's run through. We will do we're 3 weeks in on the Bears. All right, now we're going to put our Homer caps on. We're a sports show, but we're Bears fans.
We don't ever take them off, though.
At Giants.
I think that's a win.
I think it's a win, but I'm not comfortable about it.
It's not a lock. I think we can win that football game, but I don't think it's a lock.
At Vikings.
I think we lose.
It's
at Minnesota. I think we win in Minnesota.
I think we lose. So we're now.
Aren't we weirdly
3
good
and
there?
2?
Hold on.
Huh?
Aren't we weirdly good in Minnesota though?
Something like that. I know we're real good in Detroit. We're not very
really
good in Green Bay, but
fucking true that. Okay, so lose to Minnesota. I agree.
Yeah.
So that's 3 and 2.
Commanders. Yeah, that's 3 and 2. Commanders at home in Chicago. It's a Thursday night game.
I think we can win that. I think we're very on par, equal with Washington. I don't think we're much better.
I think Washington's
or
a
worse.
little ahead of us, and I think that we lose
so?
that game. I think so. I think the Bears really have not shown me much outside of the offensive line and the running backs, offensively.
I swear to God, we lose to Carson fucking Wentz.
If they keep throwing at Kyler Gordon and Kyler Gordon is still lining up as the slot cornerback, then they're going to win all day.
Okay,
Kyler Gordon needs to be moved to the outside. He is not a slot corner. At New England, I think we can win that.
I think we can win that.
At the Cowboys, Dak should be back by then.
I think we win that.
I think we can win that. So now where are we at? We got...
You're looking at it, count it.
Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins.
Okay.
Okay, up to the Cowboys versus the Dolphins in Chicago.
Loss.
I think that's a loss. Versus the Lions in Chicago.
I think we lose that game.
I think we do too. At the Falcons, that's a win.
I think that's a win. So that's 6, right?
Yes, right. Falcons. Was Patriots?
Because it was 5 through Dallas.
Giants, Texans, 49ers. So yeah, that's 6 wins.
Okay.
All right. Now at the Jets,
we can win that.
We can, but I don't think we do. I don't think we do.
Ryan, your homer cap has fallen off.
It has to. Just wait for the next game versus the Packers.
I think we lose against the Jets. We beat the Pack at home.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's
not
a homer pick. I've called that this whole time. Versus the Eagles.
Loss.
Yeah, we lose that. Versus the Bills.
Loss.
We lose that. And then to wrap the season up at Lions. Loss. Versus Vikings.
Loss.
There you go.
So we're not going to beat a division opponent this year. That's fucking terrible.
No, we'll beat the Packers one time.
Oh, you're right. We'll beat the Packers one time.
That'll be our lone win. And we'll ride that high the whole season.
Whole off season. Ride that fucking wave.
Yeah, that's true. It's ugh.
Man, that's a gauntlet at the end of the year there, though.
Yeah. Pack, Bills, Lions, Vikings.
Like, who did we piss off for that shit?
We still have one of the easiest schedules, but that's because of the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Austin, LOL. So, all right, guys. Well, we are going to get out of here tonight. Make sure you guys stop back in on Friday. We should have a full group as we go through the NFL Week 4 and we give some college locks. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, share this to a friend, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Don't forget our merch store is live. Anything for the beautiful people before we leave, Ryan?
Football, baby. That's all. That's
back.
all.
It's back.
Judge is still at 60 home runs. He hasn't hit 61 yet. I've been watching that. Now that Pujols has hit 700, I've been watching the Judge show.
I think he does it.
Well, I think
Just
he ties
embarrassed.
Maris at least. I don't think he goes
There's what,
beyond
9 games
much.
left? There's 9 games though, dude.
True.
8 games. So we'll see. All right, guys. We'll be back on Friday. Ryan, appreciate you, my guy. I'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Peace.